Well, before I'd like to begin with showing you my new tarantulas, I wanted to show you the difference between two molts I have here. This is a large Marge, my Theraphosa sturming molt. This molt is 5.5 inches. And this little molt right here came from my Poecilotheria metallica. Just wanted to show you the difference in size, and obviously I cannot sex this molt right here. So let's just hope that she's a girl, just like the T sturmy. So just wanted to show you the size difference with that, just to do something a little different. All right, on to my new T's. Let's check them out. Hey guys, I got me 3 new tarantulas. This first tarantula that I'm going to show you is my freebie that I got from Kelly Swift, and the last one I got of this species died after I hadn't had it for very long. It got stuck in its molt, and it was a little tiny thing. I don't know if you can remember which tarantula that was, but this is an arboreal New World. I really don't know how to describe it without giving it away, but this is the Salmopoeus camerdri, the Trinidad chevron. And I got a little baby, so what I'm going to do is put it in this enclosure right here. It's got a lot of holes in it, and has some holes in the lid here. And I'm going to fill the substrate, I don't know, maybe up to there. Arboreals don't need a whole bunch of substrate, and I'm just put a little stick in there. So I'm going to get my trusty bag of cocoa fiber and just kind of dump some in there like so. And then just kind of, well, I'm going to spray down the enclosure with just a simple little spray bottle here. They like it a little on the humid side, so add a little moisture. I'm not going to soak it, but I do want it to be wet enough to get a good drink. So maybe if this one molts in my care, perhaps this one will have better success. So I'm just going to stick the stick in here. Just give it something to climb on if it so chooses to. Kind of just found it outside, you know, this little stick. Like that. And then I'm going to open up the container that the tea is in. And get my tongs. Oh yes, let me close the toilet lid. I've already closed the drain to the sink. So I'm just going to take this little guy or girl out. Alive and well. Let's get a little close up. And a focus camera. Well, since it's being still, let's see if I can focus. Well, I'll show you a better look once I get it in there. But doing great. These little guys are pretty fast. So. He's already running like crazy. Yeah. Anyway, he's in there now. Blends in pretty well right now. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah. Hope you survive better than than the one I used to own. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay guys, excuse me. I don't know if you could see the initials on here, CBF. That's the common name for this tarantula. This tarantula is a terrestrial. They are typically more on the docile side. They come from Chile. So there are 3 or 4 different colors of this species, or of this type of tarantula. There's blue, green, I think there's green, red, and yellow. I don't see blue very often, but that's the one I have. I see red probably the most, if not yellow. But this is the Euophalis species blue, the Chilean blue femur. So yes, just as the common name states, their femurs turn a real beautiful blue. So what I'm going to do, since this is a terrestrial, I'm going to put some substrate in here. Don't have a good cave, well, I'll have to look for, I don't know. I don't really have a good cave right now, but might look for one and stick one in there eventually, but right now this will do. I have holes on the side of the enclosure as well as the top, and they like it on the dry side, so you don't have to worry about keeping the humidity high on this one. But since it's probably thirsty after its travel, I'm going to spray down the enclosure just a little bit around the edges, a little bit on the substrate, but not too much there. So these are typically on the docile side, but I've heard some people say that the red ones are more docile than the blue ones, but I don't know. But there it is. So, kind of just nudge it in there. They don't grow to be very large tarantulas. They're usually around 4.5 inches or so. You keep them pretty much like you do a Grammostola rosea. You know, very easy to take care of. Isn't that sweet? Yeah, I'll have to find you a little hidey hut, hun. That's what I'll have to do. I'll find you a little hut. Well, since you're a large enough tarantula to drink out of a little... No, let's not get in there. Let's get you a little water dish. Just put a little bit in there, you know, like that. And there you have it. Yeah, I can already see that the femurs are indeed a darker color than the rest of the legs. So yes, it is definitely already changing. But they're gorgeous. They kind of already getting adventurous, aren't we? Yes, we are. I probably will not do this with the next tarantula. Yeah, if that tells you anything. But yeah, this is a new world, so. There's you some water, darling. Is that okay? All right. All right, let me take some pictures of you and we'll move on to the next one. She's kind of the Euathlus species blues moving around a little bit, so I thought I'd go back to recording this one. But yeah, you could see the femurs are indeed dark. And in the right lighting, they would look a real dark blue, similar to the cobalt blue coloring. Sorry about that, folks. I got a little off there. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be sweet just like all the other Euathlus, aren't you? Well, typically anyway. Like I said, I heard someone once say that the blues are more defensive than the red, but I guess I reckon it just depends on the tarantula, you know. Personalities vary. Alright, let's go back in your hidey hut. Alright, get your legs in there. And of course it doesn't want to get its legs in there. Alright, it's actually closed. That's good. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Alright, I'm ready for my next one. This one I will not willingly handle by any means. This is an old world. This is definitely a burrower from Africa. And but these like it on the more humid side, unlike the Tarantulas. They like it more humid. So what I'm going to do with this enclosure is put in a lot of substrate for this tarantula to burrow in. You probably won't see this tarantula very much because they will be at the very bottom of the enclosure. So I'm going to put in a whole bunch of substrate. And this one will make its own burrow without any problem whatsoever. So what I'm going to do now, it's not very huge right now, but these do stridulate if you aggravate them. They have a nasty bite. They are quite defensive from what I've seen. So because this tarantula requires a lot more humidity, I'm going to not, you know, make it, you know, sopping wet, but pretty wet. In fact, these tarantulas can also swim. So, I think those T-sturmy hairs from that molt's bothered me. It broke me out the other day despite me washing my hands. Alright, that's good enough. Might be too much, but better too much than too little with this tarantula. So have you guessed what it is yet? It is a let's see how do I pronounce it? Heterocrates gigas. The Cameroon red, I believe. Cameroon baboon. I think I've heard it said both ways. So anyway, this and You can see it's burrowed right there, so even in napkins it will try to get to the bottom. So we're going to get this, they are fast, they are mean, but yeah, well, it's not focusing. But there it is. So I'm just going to kind of nudge it. Even at this size, this one could easily have some attitude. So, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Look at that. See that? It's already trying to burrow. I should get my lid ready. Like I said, they're quick. Get you a little water dish as well. You won't need a cave because you'll dig your own. But yes, quite adventurous. So as you can see, it's already trying to tuck itself in there. So, you know, if I'm lucky, maybe it'll tuck itself down in the sides, you know, of the enclosure, and I could see it well. But yeah, they like it wet. So H. gigas, not a tarantula to mess around with. If any of you have seen Rob C's videos, Tarantula Guy 1976, you'll see, if you look at some of his older videos from 2008, maybe 2009, I don't know, he has some pretty mean H. gigas. Woo! So, they're not, you know, much to look at as far as, you know, color goes, of course, but, you know, they're bulky. And they do have thick back legs, not as thick as the king baboons, female back legs, but the back legs are kind of thick with this one too. So there you have it. So maybe I should try and get a picture of this one before it decides to burrow and I never see it again, right? Alright guys, so that's my tease. I'll update you another time and wait a little while before I feed them so they can get acclimated to their new home. But there you go. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Kelly Swift. Excellent job packing. Alright.